Good morning, Patrick.
Morning.
We're going to go ahead and start. And let's start with Nancy Armour. Go ahead, Nancy.
Thanks. Morning, Patrick. I know you were asked a little bit yesterday about your work in the community, speaking out on social justice, and I'm just curious, are there any current athletes that you have modeled yourself after in terms of that? LeBron is often held up as the example of somebody who's got an impact both on and off the field in business, community work. And so I'm just curious if there are any athletes that you look to and have kind of thought, yeah, I'd like to model myself after him or her.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great athletes that are doing things the right way. LeBron is one of them. He's someone that I can talk to and get advice from. But there's others. I mean, there's a ton of people that are using their voice to make a difference in this world. And I try to take from them and then kind of use my own voice and my own way to make an impact in my community.
Let's go next to Federico with Radio 13 in Mexico City. Go ahead, Federico. You got us?
Oh, thanks. Sorry. Hello, Pat. Good morning. Congratulations to being here in the Super Bowl 55. Greetings from Mexico City. You know, the defense from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers has improved from week 12. What are the things you think you have to do in order to damage them? And what are the keys do you think you know to do in order to win the next Sunday?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is going to be me just getting the ball out of my hands, getting it to the playmakers that I have around me. They have a really good defense, really good defensive line, linebackers, DBs, kind of the whole deal. And so for me, just trying to make positive plays and not making negative ones, and relying on the guys around me to make plays whenever the critical times arise.
We'll go next to Omar Ruiz. Go ahead, Omar.
Hey, Patrick. Good morning.
Good morning.
Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill have been great players for a long time now, but as a tandem, they're kind of doing some historical things. I'm just curious what you've seen from them, how they feed off of each other in reaching this greatness that they have.
Yeah, I think what makes each of them great really complements the other well. The fact that Tyreek can beat man coverage, catch over the top, be able to make big plays happen, opens up the middle of the field for Travis. And so to be able to have guys that complement each other so well and individually are such great talents, I think it was what makes them such a dynamic duo and a group of guys that I'm glad that are on my team.
We'll go next to Therese Paylor. Go ahead, Therese.
Hey, Patrick. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I just want to ask you a little about Eric Bieniemy. I know that you've been, pretty complimentary of what he's done. So 2 questions. First, could you tell us a little bit about how he's helped you really pick up protections? Because you've proven to be a man who in general can't be blitzed unless you make him pay if you do. And then secondly, I think I know the answer to this, but I'd like to hear your thoughts. How has he been working in the aftermath of this disappointment of the last hiring cycle? I'm sure you can't tell a difference, but just what's he been like in the room with you guys?
Yeah, first, I mean, protections wise, I mean, he's the best of as they come. I mean, the fact that he gives me every single tool that is needed so that I know exactly what to do, even if I get an unscouted unscouted blitz, helps me go out there and be comfortable in the pocket and be able to get us to the right play and the right read. That comes straight from him and his film study and his studying of the opponent's defense. And then, honestly, I mean, there's been no difference. I think a big thing with him and what feeds into this team, especially during a year like this year, is he always preaches control what you can control, and that's your attitude, your work ethic every single day. And that's how he's been. I mean, obviously, he's disappointed he didn't get the opportunity to become a head coach after this season. But he knows that all he can do is make himself and this team better every single day. And he comes to that mindset every single day, and it helps us be the best team that we can possibly be.
Okay, we'll go next to Sorin Petro. Go ahead, Sorin.
Patrick, one of the things that's been said down in Tampa, a lot of the old Bucks from when their last Super Bowl run was, they point back to an NFC Championship game where they took the Rams team, the greatest show on turf, and held them down score-wise. They lost that game, but the next year they came back and won the Super Bowl. And they talked about what we did was we hit them in the mouth. We knocked them around, and that's what this Bucks team has to do. That sounds easy, but when that's the mindset, what is it you guys do to try to neutralize that? If you know that the idea is, hey, we got to come rough up the receivers, we got to jam them. What is it you guys do to counterbalance that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was more of our team. Maybe we might not have been able to handle that with our team maybe in 2018, but we've been through those adversity and we've been through those battles. And if you watch our team, it's not just a fast flying show. We have a lot of physical guys on this team as well. And so we're ready for every single type of game that can be. If it's a physical game, we're ready for that. If it's a fast-paced game, we're ready for that. So we'll be ready to go. The guys are ready to play.
Let's go next to Mark Topkin. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Patrick, you're talking about Kelsey. You've been with him in social.
I can't hear you. It's a little.
Got it
low.
now?
Yeah, there it is.
Now? Okay. Travis Kelce, you've been with him a little bit socially. What is, we hear about Gronk and that lifestyle. What is Travis like personality wise, lifestyle wise? Is he kind of in that same mold, or how would you describe him?
Yeah, I haven't had the opportunity to hang out with Gronk that much. But as far as Travis, I mean, he's just kind of he's just the life of the party. But at the same time, I mean, it amazes me how he's able to interact with every single person, every kid, every fan, and have the same energy every single day. I mean, I can say he might have a bad practice, then you go watch him interact with the fans after practice, and I know he's really mad at himself for not practicing the right way, but he makes every single person feel like they're the most important person in the world. And that's truly something that I admire. I mean, for me, I try to present that to others. But the fact that he has that natural gift to really embrace everybody and really show love for everybody is truly a special component about him.
We'll go next to Jonathan Scott. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Good morning, Patrick, and happy Black History Month. Is there a certain way or feeling that you get about this Black History Month in 2021 compared to last year's?
I mean, yeah, in a sense. I mean, it's obviously very important every single year. But obviously with the things that we went through this my last off season, you really really understood the importance of it, of really learning our history and learning how far that we have come and how far we still have left to go. And so it's definitely a month that hopefully a lot of people can really learn history and learn more about where we were at and where we're trying to get to.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Arnie Stapleton. Go ahead, Arnie.
Hey, Patrick, you've accomplished so much in your young life so far. And a lot of people, kind of say you're the successor to Tom Brady as far as dominating this NFL. I'm wondering, does it ever cross your mind, that by winning your second trophy, you could keep Brady from his seventh and kind of keep him within your sights as you look at your career?
I think that's more of a long-term thing than kind of the short-term thing you have to kind of focus on. For me, I'm trying to find a way to repeat, find a way to win a second championship, and find a way to do whatever I can to win with this team. You don't get these opportunities every single year in the NFL to be in the Super Bowl and to be in these games. And so you don't want to look back and have regrets about how you played and how you went about the week of preparing to go out there and play your best football. And then once the end of your career is done, then you can look at those things and see kind of where those moments were in your career where you could have had something or that you executed and you did go out there and get and achieve your dreams.
We'll go next to Doug Farrar. Go ahead, Doug.
Hey, Patrick, thanks for doing this. You guys have become so evolved in your short passing game, creating explosive plays through RPOs and screens and all that. When you came to Kansas City and you and Andy and Eric and you all got together, how did that develop? And especially, it seems like in the second half of this season, you really, with Tyreek, obviously, but just kind of go into the short, the short passing game and how you create explosive plays out of that, and it's not just a bunch of deep passes.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the RPOs and those things go, they were already doing the offense was already doing that when I got here with Alex, and I really got to learn not just about like why we can throw the ball, we can run the ball, but why we're doing that. I mean, who we're reading, what kind of coverages affects what RPOs we can run, and then we added to that, and we found different ways to execute against every single defense that we faced, and then throughout the beginning of this year, we faced so many deep coverages where teams we're taking away all our deep throws. I had to learn when to just take what's underneath, and that's something where I've kind of grown and matured. Is we'll call deep plays still all the time, but if defenses are going to play that deep, even though I want to in my heart of hearts to throwing it downfield and making those big plays, I'll take the underneath stuff and find ways to move the ball down the field that way.
We'll go next to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Patrick, good morning. I'm curious how the toe is feeling. I know it was black and blue after the Cleveland game. How are you dealing with that ahead of the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, it feels a lot better. I mean, having these 2 weeks to let it rest and heal up, especially being almost 3 weeks away from over 3 weeks away from the injury itself. And if you look at those type of injuries, that kind of gives you the normal timeline. So definitely every single day that I get to rest it makes it even better. But it's pretty close to 100%. I'm sure by game day it will be.
And then I saw 390 completions on the year. How many Zoom calls do you think you had this year too?
The more than I'll probably ever have in my lifetime after this. I mean, it seems like I'm on a Zoom or a WebEx or whatever type of call every single day. If not with y'all, with us in our virtual meetings.
Appreciate it.
Okay, we'll go next to Harold Coons. Go ahead, Harold.
Hey, Patrick, good morning. Andy Reid just mentioned something about you when he was asked about what the impact you can have on the world. And he says he said about you that you understand people and they're interested in the things that you have to say and believe in. And that's good for the platform you have. Just curious what your thoughts are on what Andy Reid said about you and then how you use your platform to try to impact the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you're given a platform like I've been given, you want to try to use it and make the world a better place. And I truly mean that when I say that. I have a good understanding of people from all different backgrounds, growing up in the locker rooms, growing up around all different type of people. And I know I have a pretty good job of trying to bring people together, pretty good understanding. And so I'm going to try to do that. And as I continue to learn about different people and different things in life, I'll try to use my voice to continue to try to bring people together and make the world a better place.
Okay, and we'll go last to James Palmer. Go ahead, James.
Patrick, so much of what you do is on the move and running. I'm curious, over the last couple of years, what have you seen from defenses that give you a distinct advantage when you're throwing on the run and you're outside the pocket?
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily what I see from defenses. I think it's the amount of work that our guys continue to do when I'm on the move. Any defense, any defender. The fact that when I'm scrambling, it gives those guys more time to work and more time to get open. It's going to be hard on them, and they try to cover as long as possible. But if I can give guys like Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill and McCole Hardman, Sammy Watkins, all these guys more time to get open, they usually can do it. And then at that point, I try to get them the ball, and usually it's not even that long of a throw, but if you get those guys in space, they make a lot of yards happen after it.
Thank you for your time, Patrick.
Thank you.